Maria Nyambura will tell us a bit more about a two-day tourism conference that's starting today to be opened by Tourism Cs Najib Balala, and they'll be looking at various issues, including what action should be taken to improve tourism in that part of the country, and also what accountability measures and feedback in terms of playing a part in helping people communicate, stakeholders communicate on the ground. Marianne, just walk us through some of the finer details that we can expect to be discussed at that conference.
Good morning, Wahiga, and we are here at the Sarova Woodlands Hotel in Nakuru, whereby we understand there's a two-day summit by the name the African Safari Summit, organized by the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife. Now we understand that stakeholders in the tourism sector are set to be here. We understand that it's the conference has not yet begun, but what we know is that the African Safari Tourism, according to the organizers, is that it accounts to up to 70% of the foreign tourism arrivals in Kenya. Remember, during the tourism report that was released earlier a few months ago, is that foreign tourism arrivals have increased by 37.33%, hitting the 2 million mark. So what we understand is that this summit is set just to get ways, or rather to make ways that will boost this tourism sector. And joining me here is the Cabinet Secretary Tourism and Wildlife, Najib Balala, just to shed more light about this. And thank you for joining us. Kindly tell us, what do you hope to achieve with this two-day conference at the end of the day?
Thank you very much. First of all, we are here as a guest of the governor of Nakuru, Bwana Kinyanjui, and also the host of this beautiful hotel, Sarova Woodlands. It's one of the new hotels and very beautiful. We really appreciate the investors, both Sarova and Peter Ngori, putting this facility here. So today we are here reimagining what is the new safari circuit. That's why we are calling a meeting with all the stakeholders. How do we repackage it afresh? Polish what we have, because this is what we have from before. How do we make it even better?
And we understand that there's the need to incorporate, we mentioned, or rather when we spoke to some of the organizers, is that there's the need to incorporate emerging trends in the tourism sector, such as transport. How do you hope to achieve that?
Well, we are here to, sorry. We are here mainly, I think we have to stop.
Maybe just to speak to the governor, Nakuru County, we understand that as we wait for the CS to get well, is that we understand that you signed the municipal charter just 2 days ago. We now have this tourism summit here. What does this mean to Nakuru County?
Thank you. I think we converge here today, first of all, to look at Nakuru as a destination, and more so to have conversations around how we can be able to improve our products. And this is born out of the fact that every traveler who wants to come to Kenya from whichever part of the world, they want an experience they will not forget. So how can we be able to offer that package, both to the conference tourists, to those who are coming for a safari experience? All these people come with certain expectations, and I think the question is, how can we be able to get our products and align them to the needs of the market globally? And I think it's important that we have the national government working or spearheading this, the private sector, and also the county governments, because they have a key role to play also in aligning the small details that make the experience unforgettable. So I think ours is to really welcome all the delegates to this conference, and indeed to say that we look forward to meaningful deliberations, and that we'll be keen to implement some of the deliberations that will come here so that we can improve our overall attractiveness in the markets. Yes. And
what does we understand that Nakuru is one of the counties which has the largest tourism tourist sites. Yes. What does this mean to Nakuru now that we're also looking forward to Nakuru acquiring the city status?
Absolutely. Well, we have the highest number, I must say. If you're thinking of geothermal sites as a potential tourism, if you're thinking of agriculture as potential tourism, if you're thinking of the Rift Valley and all these other historic sites, including the Hyrax, we are indeed very rich. But I think what we all would want to note is that most of these sites are not exploited. We are barely doing 20% of what you would want to see. You would expect additionally that a place like Hyrax, that you would get queues of people coming to see, to understand the history of Nakuru and Kenya largely, but those numbers have not been there. So I think the point we need to be working around is how can we be able to attract enough visitors, give them diversity, and I think thereby ensure that there's sustainable growth in the tourism sector. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that is the Nakuru Governor Lee Kinyanjui telling us more about it. And kindly join us here, Bona CS. And could you tell us, earlier on we were speaking about the emerging trends. How do you incorporate that to boost tourism? Now it's at 2 million. How do you make it improve?
Well, first of all, I want to thank the private sector in Kenya because they are the drivers of the delivery of the 2 million mark. So they've done a great job. The private sector here, they came together with us since 2015 when we had all the challenges. Now we are performing at 2 million. But we know we have the we have the capacity of 5 million by 2030. How do we now reimagine the safari circuit? That's what we are trying to do. We are trying to incorporate the new trends in the world, the desires of the new clientele demands, the millennials issues. So we want to make it a dynamic product that is acceptable by everybody. People want to spend less time in minibuses going around looking for animals. They want to be exciting, they want to be having the experience, they want to connect with people, they want to learn the history of the place. So all these new trends must be incorporated, and this is what we are creating a dialogue with the private sector. But the main purpose, we want the private sector to be the drivers of this agenda. We have now engaged county government, and we want to engage with them much more because the products are not in the national government, they're in the county government. So as the governor said here, there's so much to offer, but they are not yet being developed to be able to be sold to the tourism sector. And tourism is not about Mzungu or people from overseas, it can be even domestic tourism. And we appreciate last year, domestic tourism has jumped from 3.5 million bed nights to 4 million bed nights. It's only a 10% growth, but I believe we have to balance to have a 50-50 ratio between domestic and foreign tourism, because then we will be a resilient destination for tourism.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, Trevor, that is the situation, and we will keep an eye and continue to keep our viewers up to date on what transpires. Remember, as I mentioned earlier, is that this is a 2-day summit just to make sure to enable the investors and stakeholders in the tourism industry to reimagine how to boost the tourism sector.